What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tribal Academy, where we are going to break down a brand new Commander deck, and I'm holding about $200 in my hand. Alright, I'm not even joking. So this is Morophon the Boundless. It's from the Everyone's Invited deck, and all in all, it's a cool deck. It's cool, but it's definitely a pre-con, and I don't get the price point of $200 where they're coming up with this, because these used to be $100 and you get about 15 cards from a specific artist in there, and the rest of the cards, if you guys don't know, for a Secret Lair deck isn't art cards. They are just standard Magic the Gathering cards, which is great, you know, I get it. But when I spend $200 from this Natalie Anderson, she's the one that did the art for these. Now alright, we're going to be over here, and we're going to do some, like, looking at cards. I'm going to hold them up so y'all can see them. So don't think that this video is just me going, oh, look, deck. And then we're going to be like, it's crap. Boom. End video. No, it's a decent deck. But, like a normal pre-con, you're going to have to update it. But for, like I said, the price point, I would expect a full deck of her art, you know? It'd be dope. But they didn't do that. So you're going to be a little disappointed when I'm pulling out Magic cards. Like, man, I have that in my collection. Dude, you spent $200 on that? Yeah. I did. I bought it so y'all wouldn't have to, alright? If you want to, it's cool, but this is a Changeling deck, and Changeling decks focus on almost like a sliver-like mechanic where everybody gets everything. Again, everybody's invited, right? So a Changeling, if you drop the sliver and it says all slivers have haste, well, guess what? All Changelings have haste too. Now, you could run Morophon as a sliver commander. It'd be weak, but it could happen. It'd be funny as a joke. Your friends are like, dude, thank God you're not playing sliver decks because you're playing Morophon. You're like, sliver, sliver, sliver. Morophon comes out and they're like, I'm done playing with you, bro. Back up. I shuffle. I'm done. But yeah, we're going to come over here real quick, and we're going to go through this deck and look through it, and I'm going to talk about things that I would change in this deck. I'm not going to give you specific cards. That's for y'all to study and do EDHREC. The synergy's there. It's just not the best synergy. It's, again, like a lot of other precons. But let's head over to my mat real quick, and let's break this deck down, alright? Alright, guys, so I went ahead and broke the deck down. We have creatures, instants, sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, lands, and tokens, of course. And, oh, the commander, duh. So we have Morophon the Boundless. He's a little different looking than the Morophon you've probably seen before, the Deer Ooze Freakazoid creature. This one is kind of pretty, you know? It's shiny. So it's a legendary creature. That's your first step of a commander, if you didn't know that, is having a legendary creature. He's a changeling, alright? So that's what the focus of the deck is, changelings. As Morophon enters, choose a creature type. Choose whatever you want. Whatever's heavy in your deck, or just say changeling. Spells of that chosen type cost you all the colored mana, so your plains, your islands, your swamps, your mountains, and your forest. It costs one less. So a creature that comes out that has a forest in it, and 4, it takes away the forest, and all you have to do is pay the 4. It's kind of a cool effect for a commander. It's taking down the cost of things. And if you run something that's just, you know, a 2 mana cost and they're both colored, or a 1 mana cost that's a creature, for free. Alright, for free. Other creatures you control that chosen type get +1/+1. Now keep in mind with the changeling and what you're choosing, changeling is every creature type. No matter what, it will get that +1/+1. Oh, but I called, you know, changelings, and now I'm playing slivers in this too. Only slivers. It'd probably be smart to call the slivers instead of the changelings. It's a decent commander. It's not horrible. Now, I did keep the art cards on top, and that's where my disappointments come through, and you'll see in a bit. I think this deck, if I was to price it right now, I'd say $125. Decent cards, just, it's a pre-con, my guys. Alright, so we're going to go through creatures. We have the Tender Shot Druid. He has Ascend, and at the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. Saprolings you control get +2/+2 as long as you have the City's Blessing. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the City's Blessing or not. I'm sure the card's in there. I'm not completely familiar with it. I'm being honest. I have it in my Mendicant Core deck, and I rarely, you know, come across getting the City's Blessing. But it's a decent card. Would I keep it in this deck? Maybe. That would be a maybe. We're talking about synergy there. I don't think it's the best synergized. I would put that as like less than 10% of the synergy. But a changeling, though, like Taran Mauler, Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That's a great card right there. Just a +1/+1 whenever they our opponent casts a spell. Almost everything is a spell, other than a land. You know, you might get this as a 4/4 or no 5/5 coming back to you. You might get this as an 8/8. You know, this comes out, let's say turn 3, comes around the table. It's an 8/8 on turn 3. Not a lot of people have a response other than blowing it up. I would honestly, if I had a Lightning Greaves, I would put it on there the second I got that out and just keep it, because it's just going to keep going around. And you've got Swiftfoot on it. It's just a great idea. I like it. It's good synergy for this deck. All right, we have Avenger of Zendikar. This creature is an elemental. When this creature enters, create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each land you control. It also has a landfall effect. I love landfall. And, you know, green landfall. Boom. That just hands in hand right there. It does cost 7 to get out, so it's a little expensive. But whenever a land you control enters, you may put a +1/+1 counter on each plant creature you control, which is cool. But here's my argument with this. As a 7-drop, this will come out turn 5 or turn 6. You're getting into the mid to late game here. You might have less lands coming out. Now, if this was a little cheaper, okay. But for 7 mana, you're probably going to want to bring your Morophon out first before this, right? But then it's only going to cost 6 with Morophon's ability. It's a decent card. I'd probably look at getting something a little bit better out of that. All right, so now we're getting into your basic magic-looking cards. We got out of the art for the creature. It's disappointing. There's only 3 creature arts going on. Not too happy with that. It's not the best, you know, view for a $200 deck. So we have Unsettled Mariner. It's a changeling, and we're just going to go through these a little bit quicker. I like going through the art cards, and then we'll just talk about these. I would keep it in the deck just because it's a changeling, and there's not too many changelings out there. So keeping a changeling in the deck is probably a good idea. We have Harper Recruiter, which is a creature that has Human Warrior flying. So now we have something to claim for humans. There's quite a few humans, tongue-tied here, and quite a few slivers. Cloud Shredder, Sliver. This is where we talk about synergy, all right? Sliver creatures you control have flying and haste. Congratulations, all your changelings have flying and haste. That's great. It's a 2-drop, so with Morophon out and you get this in your hand, like, oh, for free. Great synergy piece. I would say with this deck, a lot of my upgrades would probably come from slivers. I would focus on slivers and changelings. Now we have this changeling here. It's Fire Belly Changeling. Keep it. It's a changeling. All right. Slivers again. All slivers have add 1 mana of any color. This is a mana ramp. Holy crap. This is going to be good for a 2-drop because all changelings, guess what, are slivers. Boom. Mass Vandal is a changeling. Got quite a bit of flavor text going on. If it enters the battlefield, you exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, exile target artifact or enchantment. That's a removal right there. It's a removal and a creature. That's why I read that one out loud because I played it last time. It's decent. You have this Kitchkin Knife. Night creatures you control have double strike. Congratulations. Your shapeshifters have, or your changelings have double strike. Great. Just a changeling. Yeah, with the flavor text from the others, this is one of the ones I'd be like, I'm going to replace. That's not enough flavor text for me. I'm going to find a sliver or something that gives all other this ability. All right? Just not enough flavor text going on. This is a changeling also. Is Bloodline Pretender. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodline Pretender. The synergy's there. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's bad. All right? All your, changelings coming into the battlefield are going to get +1/+1 counter, or you're going to put a +1/+1 counter on this. My bad. You're going to put it on blood. It's going to go up, but it's on your side, so it's kind of slower than the Tareen Mauler that I showed you earlier. It's a slower effect, but it does build a big creature. It comes out as a 2/2. It's a 3-drop. Again, not horrible. Risen Reef is a creature elemental. Whenever Risen Reef or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of the library. If it's a land card, you may put it into the battlefield tapped. If you don't put that card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. Card draw. Keep. This druid here has add X mana of any one color to your mana pool, where X is the number of allies you control. A sliver is all allies, so I don't know. I think there's 4 or 5 allies out there. So 5 changelings counts as all your allies. I'd put it in a replace pile. I'd find something else other than that. So this changeling here has protection from black, and it gets +X power until end of turn, where X is its power. I don't know. It's a changeling. We keep that until we can find a replacement. Feline Sovereign, other cats you control get +1/+1 and have protection from dogs. How many people are playing dogs? That's easy. Change. Mirror Entity. All right, I've seen this card for the longest time. I think it's been around for a while. Maybe not. It's from Thunder Junction. Until end of turn, creatures you control have base power and toughness XX and gain all creature types. This is great synergy here, because something that's a knight, something that's a human, something that's an ally, something that's a sliver, they get everything, and everything just boosts into it. Great card for this deck. I would not clown on this card whatsoever. Moth Dust Changeling. Tap an untapped creature you control. Moth Dust Changeling gains flying until end of turn. It's a changeling. We'll keep it. I can think of probably 5 better cards than this that'll go in there. And they all start with Sliver. Everything starts with Sliver, alright? So when Guardian Glade Walker enters battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It's a changeling. This is definitely, I'm going to replace it. I don't even care. Synergy, the bullshit. Alright, the bullshit. Whoops. Whoops, that's not supposed to be there. Crazy. Saw a creature. Oh my god, it's a creature. So again, Realm Walker enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. This one, yes. Just the fact, the sheer amount that I played Realm Walker in other decks, yes, will go in there. That I expected that card to be in this deck. If they did not have it, the deck's worth $2. Each creature you control that's a food or a golem gets +2/+2. Each creature you control that's a food or a golem. So I guess it adds. This would be a cool kind of commander. But probably go somewhere else. That's a replacement. Other plants and tree folk you control get +2/+0. Again, it only affects your changelings, so it's good in a changeling deck, but you're building power there. I see what they're doing. They're building a power struggle where people are like, I don't know what to blow up, because I blow up that, the other thing's still making it an 8/6, and then it's going to bring it down to an 8/5, so I could kill it with a 6/6, but it's still powerful enough to go through. Alright, so this goes back to the cats and dogs. Whenever you cast a dog spell, create a 1/1 green cat creature token. Whenever you cast a cat spell, so everything counts as that, and you're just building up tokens. It's decent, but I would replace it. If you're replacing that cat, replace it with that, because, I mean, the cat was trash. The cat was just trash. This changeling, whenever Grave Shifter enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So this is giving you some graveyard recursion. Yes, you need that in the deck. Alright, it's not an instant. It's not like Reanimate. It's better. It's a creature. It's cool. I like it. Other dwarves you control get +1/+0. Whenever a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token, sacrifice 5 treasure tokens, search your library for an artifact or dragon card. Guess what? All changelings are dragons. This is a CEDH commander. Like, I kid you not. This one I would keep in there, but dang, I'm just running through things. I'm like, I could see a replacement for that. Oxen you control have double strike. Everything's an oxen. Whenever Bruce Tarl, Roving Rancher, enters battlefield or attacks, exile a top card of your library. If it's land card create, it's trash. I did not like. I played it once. I did not like exiling a card because it wasn't a land and creating an oxen compared to a really good card that I would have loved to drop. Replace that. Tazri, Beacon of Unity. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. Again, the party system. A changeling's everything, so a 5 cost can come down to a 1 cost, can come down to free with Morphin's ability. You get a look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard, and or Ally cards. So there's 4. And among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. The issue is not everything's going to be a changeling that you're going to pull out of that top 6 cards. And I know you can do that every turn for, you know, just an island, island, forest, swamp, and mountain. It's a cool idea for another commander deck, but I wouldn't keep that one in here. Universal Automaton, going bye-bye. It's an artifact that's in just, you know, it's just changeling. It's not, it's a 1-drop. It is. It's a 1-drop for a changeling that boosts. So, you know what? For now, I keep it here and find a better replacement. Again, another mana ramp from a sliver, keeping it. This changeling right here, if you haven't seen it before, I've seen this for the longest time. I think it's an older card. I'm pretty sure it is. Target creature gains all creature types until end of turn, so you can have a really big 8/8 creature come out, big stompy, make it every creature so everything applies to it, and just go out and just straight at somebody with trample or something with a 16/16 or something crazy. This changeling right here, skeletal changeling, regenerate skeletal, so it's kind of like that zombie card that goes in your graveyard, but you have to pay to get it out. I would find a replacement for it, but because it's a changeling right now, it can just stay right here. This is like when people used to build Gift Shaft decks where whatever dinosaur came out, they put in there and they didn't really care. I think the same goes for changelings right now. There's not a humongous amount of changelings, but my issue is if there is more that are better for this deck, I don't know why somebody would spend $200 when you could probably build a better version of this deck for what, 150, 200? You can build a better one for 200 compared to this 200 that you spent for this. So this changeling is trash. It is a, well, I mean, it's a copy of a permanent you control, except it's legendary in snow in addition to its other types. And if it's a creature or enters with an additional +1/+1 counters on it, it's a changeling. It's a changeling. It's got flavor. I'm not a big fan of it. I played it. Not a big fan. When Sophia Dog Detective enters, so it's the dog, you know, Tiny, a legendary 2/2 green dog, or, well, that's the person, the dog's there. Create a legendary 2/2 green dog detective creature token with trample. Sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on each dog you control. We're going away from the dogs, right? Like dogs and cats. We're going to find replacements for those because I'm not feeling it. This shapeshifter here, changeling, this card is every creature type, obviously. You know, it's a changeling, I hope so. Target shapeshifter becomes a copy of target creature until your next turn. It's got flavor text. I like it. It's not great. It's not, but... So this biologist here enters the battlefield, choose a creature type, slivers you control, and non-token creatures. So this is the sliver biologist. You will also see it in the sliver deck. It's good. It's good for slivers. This card right here, though, create a green dinosaur egg, is a 0/1. Whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card on the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. That's pretty good for a lot of decks. A lot of decks that can run this card, that's decent, all right? You create an egg, you just sack it to somebody that's, you know, coming at you, and you put down a big stompy. Now, that doesn't really go for, you know, changelings per se, other than things building them up and replacing things that make them bigger. But it still works. All right, so we're going to go through the instance real quick. So this is the only one that's an art card. As you see, Kindred Summons. It's a decent card. We're going to talk about how many art cards we got out of this, because I know I said like 10 or 15. Let's see. Pogify. Everybody knows what that is, usually. Shields of Veil. That's a tribal instant for shapeshifters. It goes in the deck. Spoils of Adventure costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. You gain 3 life. Arcane Denial. Don't make me read that. Beast Within. Destroy target permanent. Give somebody 3/3 green. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like giving people stuff unless I'm playing group hug. Nameless Inversion. That's a shapeshifter instant. Target creature gets +3/-3 and loses all creature types until end of the turn. I don't know about that one. I honestly, I would go with a removal spell other than that. Crib Swap Changeling. Exile target creature's control gets a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. I swear people at Wizards of the Coast are like, all right, I like the art. Now we got to build something around it. Find me random things that just have the word Changeling. Let's just Changeling, you know. It makes sense, Changeling deck, but not everything that says something can run into a tribal. And again, Tribal Academy, we talk about tribal stuff. Not everything that says elf runs into an elf deck. All right, not everything that says dragon runs in a dragon deck. Same goes for Changeling. So Raise the Palisade is your only art for your sorceries. Again, they put one in each. We have Cultivate, which is ramp. Farseek, ramp. Kadama's Reach, ramp. We have Kindred Dominance. Choose a creature type, destroy all other creatures that are honor the chosen type. The issue is what they put in this deck isn't Changelings and Slivers. I could have just had Slivers, drop this. All Changelings are Slivers. Changelings are good, Slivers are good. No, we're killing our humans. We're killing our dwarves. We're killing a lot of stuff with that. I do take issue with this card. I would keep it and replace other cards so this doesn't do as much damage to yourself, because you might be hurting yourself in the long run playing this. Oh, the board state's not in my favor. Drop this. Oh, crap. It's really, like everything just went down to a 2/2 again. Stick Together. Each player chooses a party from among creatures they control and then sacrifice the rest. This board removal, again, fix the deck. I wouldn't run this if I fix Slivers, because now we're not doing the party mechanic. I get everybody's invited. It's a party. So they probably said party and, Changeling and all that stuff. There's your cards. Distant Melody. Choose a creature type. Draw a card for each permanent you control that type. Again, if you say Slivers and you got a bunch of Changeling Slivers, oh, there you go. You go off. I'm not saying build a dirtbag Changeling Sliver deck, but I kind of am at the same time. That's where my mind goes to the gutter when I see the opportunity to put Slivers in there. All right. We have Bitter Blossom. That's the art card for it. It is a Kindred enchantment for Fairy. Right now we're sitting on 6 whole art cards. 7 with the Commander. Ooh. So we got Arcane Adaptation as an enchantment. Kindred Discovery. Double Down. I love sagas. I do, even though they remove. Here's a good card. Black Market Connection. That's like something that people recognize. They're like, okay, there's a more expensive card to have in a deck. I mean, Black Market Connections, everybody knows that. It's a good card. It really is. I like Black Market Connection. If I can run it, I run it usually. Especially if I'm doing life gain and life loss. That runs in a deck. The Soul Ring, though. Bussin'. Alright, we're bussin'. Masqua Nexus. That's pretty. I like. There's an anime girl. People, it's got a waifu thing going on for the waifu deck. Coat of Arms. Yes. We're Tribal Academy. We know Coat of Arms. All right. Yes. Oh, snap. No, don't lose the camera. Arcane Signet. I would have never expected that to run in a Commander deck. Jeez. Realmbreaker, the Invasion Tree. Target opponent mills 3 cards, puts a land card from their graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under their control. It gains if this land would leave the battlefield, exile instead of putting it anywhere else. I'm seeing some group slug with that, alright? If you pay 10, you get to sacrifice this, the Evasion Tree. Search your library for any number of Predator cards, then put them onto the battlefield. Now, I know you're running Slivers, but this gets your Changelings all out, Alright. Alright. None of the lands were art. This is where I'm big sad, is all of these. Not even your command tower. And you start seeing, like, Fabled Passage. Alright. You got the World Tree in there. Where's that? Where's the World Tree at? The World Tree. The World? It's a decent card. Alright. This is what you want in your 5-mana decks. Alright. Land of War, Waste, just common stuff that it's mostly inexpensive. I think your most expensive one is probably Exotic or I'm kidding. But the planes are pretty. You got a wolf and all that stuff. The islands are cool. You only have one swamp with the giant eyeball. That's dope. I like that. It could be like you make a Halloween deck and you throw that in there. That I would love to make a Halloween deck. If anybody's got suggestions on making a full pumpkins and scary and some you know, Jack Skeleton type stuff, I'd be down. I'd be down. So we have Morophon the Boundless, the cardboard that you used to get in precons. I don't know if precons really do the cardboard stuff no more, but we get Morophon as a cardboard card. That's cool because, you know, if you don't want to run your expensive Morophon, oh, God forbid you run your expensive, you can just run your cardboard instead and maybe save yourself some pennies if you destroy it. God forbid. Now, the art cards for the tokens or shapeshifters, they're all different creatures. I mean, we got this elk, we got this thing, we got this thing, and then we get the extra card in the back, the Changeling Outcast. This creature can't block and can't be blocked. This is where I would replace something like... Where did I put my replace? You know what? He's in the deck somewhere. And yeah. Okay, let's say we replace the 6 Pride. Just get rid of that and just put him in there. There we go. We solved one of our card problems already. This one belongs in the deck. Alright, so how many art cards do we get excluding the cardboard? We have Commander, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's tokens. I don't even want to count them, but we got 5 there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, I called it! Booyah! Booyah! Nah, it's nothing to applaud at. That is a $200 deck that we just went through. And again, I'm looking through these and I'm saying they obviously saw Party. They saw you Changeling. Everybody's invited. So, you know, Changeling this, Changeling that. But I don't feel like they really put the effort into a $200 deck that they could have. This could have been game-changing. They could have put a game-changer in this. And they do in other decks. I mean, there is $70 decks that have a game-changer that's worth $15 to $30. And I don't think... I would have to go through it again. But I don't think they ran a single game-changer. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but yeah. But we're going to go back to me real quick. We're going to close this video out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let's go back. All right, to me. So yeah, I'm hoping you guys see where I'm coming from in that breakdown of this is a decent pre-con. $200 is a high price point, but I hope you guys can make and discern your own judgment from what I've been saying. If you want to play this deck or not, because maybe your local gaming store has this deck in their case and you were thinking about it and you're like, okay, now I'm going to pull the trigger. Or maybe you're like, ooh, those aren't the cards for me. And that's perfectly fine. That's what's great about casual Magic, and that's why I'm a big advocate of when you play Commander, don't go there to win. Play something janky, something fun, something that expresses who you are as a person. It could be a dirtbag that's playing slivers, or you can just be the jankiest deck there, just playing for fun. I play group hug sometimes, and it's the most fun I've ever had at a table is playing with my group hug deck, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, again, I bought this so y'all wouldn't have to, or maybe you decide, hey, I want to. And that's why I need your guys' support on my page. And I know I'm brand new. You're probably like, oh my God, this looks like a janky old YouTube video the way he's recording. That's what I grew up with, as no excuse. But you guys showing your support and your love and make sure that, you know, you hit that subscribe and you hit that like lets me know that you guys like my videos, and maybe I can get monetized by a deck sleeve company or something, and it makes stuff like this more affordable so I can make more videos like this. I'm not just saying subscribe to subscribe like some YouTubers do. I'm saying subscribe to help me out so I can buy product for this channel that'll be cheaper for me, so I can buy when a new set comes out every single deck and be like, all right, we're going to break all these decks down. But thank you guys so much for your support. I hope you have a wonderful week. This has been Tribal Academy, and see you in the next video. Adios.